Hey, greetings YouTubers, and welcome back to another Toddy Walnuts video. You can see there's a couple of special guests who are missing. They'll be in here shortly after the intro. But I wasn't even sure I was going to make a video for this, but last week I went to a Dollar General that is going out of business. And I normally don't buy movies at Dollar General because they're way overpriced. I mean, some of the DVDs they sell are like 20 bucks. But the sales that they've been having since they're going out of business are like 60-70% off. So I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff, and probably not anything that you would be interested in. Maybe some of you would be, but I'll go through and I'll show you everything that I picked up at this Dollar General. I think they have 2 weeks left and they'll be completely closed. So stick around if you want to see the movies, and if you want to see the girls, they'll be in here in the snap of a finger. So stick around and let's check these out. Okay, so as promised, there are the beautiful girls, Miss Hannah and Miss Heidi. They're dying to see what's in this, or what are in these two Dollar General bags. They think there's cookies in there, but I would never feed a dog cookies from a Dollar General. I would not recommend doing that. Get something with good ingredients, high quality, and you'll pay more, but it's definitely worth it. So it's a cold, rainy, gray, dreary day here in the state of Wisconsin, and it's the perfect kind of a day to lounge, just be lazy. So I did my yard work stuff yesterday, thank God, and I did some cleaning this morning, and I think now I have earned a relaxing, lazy rest of my Sunday. So I don't really have a plan for how I'm going to show these movies. There's 2 bags here. I'm just going to pull from a pile. I doubt you guys are going to really be interested in this video. And like I said, I really debated even recording it at all, but maybe somebody will like it. And let's just get into it here. I'm talking way too much. Just going to pull. There's no rhyme or reason to how I'm pulling these out. Don't mind these stickers. The prices are 60 to 70% off these sticker prices. So a lot of these were like $1 or $2. And this one, some of them I don't even really know what they are, but for $1 or $2, this is Red versus Blue, Shizno Paradox. It's I think an animated movie from the Halo game franchise. I don't really know anything about this, but it's a DVD Blu-ray combo. The thing about picking up these cheap movies is, even if you don't want to keep them, these would be great for a stocking stuffer if you know a Halo fan, or you can trade them or just give them away or donate them. If you watch them and you don't like them, you can just get rid of them. So I don't even know what really this is, the Shizno Paradox, but it looks pretty cool. The next one is a DVD called Clint Eastwood Triple Feature. And you get Space Cowboys, The Gauntlet, and Every Which Way But Loose. I picked up a few Clint Eastwood movies in here. I picked up even a couple doubles. They were so cheap, I just grabbed them. This was put up by Warner Brothers. You can never have too much Clint Eastwood in your collection. The next one is a holiday collection 4-pack. So you get 4 animated movies that are Christmas themed. Nice little box set that was put out by DreamWorks. So the 4 movies you get, I think these are like short movies, probably like a half hour to 45 minutes each, I would guess. You get Kung Fu Panda Holiday, Merry Madagascar, Dragon's Holiday, Gift of the Night Fury. That's pretty much the main reason why I got this. I love the How to Train Your Dragon movies. And I love Shrek too. You get Shrek the Halls, although I have that one already. But this is a nice little box set here for a couple bucks. It was listed at 10, so I think I got it for like 3, maybe 4 bucks. The next one is a Creature Feature 2-pack. It's a 2-film collection of the Godzilla movies. You get Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which is a great rendition of the Godzilla monster. These things look great. And then there's Godzilla. Let's see if we can find the years that these came out. Godzilla came out in 2014, and Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. They're both extremely long movies. King of the Monsters is 132 minutes, and Godzilla 2014 is 123 minutes. So they're both well over 2 hours each. The next one is another holiday-themed Christmas movie. And I really love Christmas cartoons, going back to my childhood with Frosty and Rudolph and cartoons like that. I used to love watching those every year. So I still like to collect these. I've never seen this one before. I've never even heard of this one before, but this is called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. Put up by Universal, and let's see if we can find a year. 2011 this came out. Let's see that there's some pretty good voice actors here. Dixie Carter, Hal Holbrook, both of those, Dixie and Hal Holbrook are passed away now. But I mean, the animation looks pretty cool, and obviously, this is a seasonal watch, but I'm glad to have this. It's called The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. The next one is a MGM double feature, a couple of Chuck Norris movies, and both of these movies are excellent. From the mid-'80s, you get Hero and the Terror. We have Chuck Norris playing a cop, and he's chasing a serial killer. Very, very great movie. And Invasion USA, I'm sure many of you have seen these before. I think Invasion USA came out in '85 and Hero and the Terror came out in '87-ish. I remember renting these quite a bit on VHS. But this particular set came out in 2012. Really glad to have this one. Even though both of these, I believe, have Blu-ray upgrades. For a couple bucks, I'll grab the DVD too. I should probably point out too that not all Dollar Generals are closing. This particular one did because it was underperforming, and from what I heard, I talked to one of the guys that was working there, and he said that they were getting thefts like a couple times a week where people would just go load up a cart and walk out with it. There's nothing they can do about it. The world is in a really, really weird place right now, but I think it's getting better. And so I just didn't want you to run out to your nearest Dollar General thinking you're going to grab all these for a couple bucks. So, but do pay attention, and when they start to close, they put big signs out, closing sale, going out of business sale, and you can go in there and check out some of these movies. This is a 5-film John Wayne collection. You get, let's see, we'll look at the back. You get the Cowboys from 1972. The Green Berets, 1968, Hatari, 1962, The Telegraph Trail, 1933, and The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, 1962. It's a pretty nice set. Comes in kind of a slip box, and then there's a keep case on the inside with the movies. Take a look at some of that original cover art there. I got a couple of the Scooby-Doo Batman movies here in this 2-pack. This was part of the Batman 80 years anniversary. I have this one already on a single release, but I wanted both of these. I think this looks great. I think this was like $1. So you also get Scooby-Doo and Batman, the Brave and the Bold. And you get Scooby-Doo meets Batman. These are really fun. I like these a lot. Big fan of Batman, big fan of Scooby, so I had to grab this. They had a $4 sticker on here, or $5 sticker. I would have even paid $5 for this, but I didn't have to, so. Here's one I haven't seen before, but I think this was like 75 cents or something. And this is called Young Justice, Season 1, Volume 1, with some of the DC characters when they were younger, apparently. I haven't seen it yet. Let's see. Don't call them sidekicks anymore. I really don't know anything about this, but I do love animation, and I love the superhero movies when it's animated. I'm not really into the live-action superhero stuff. But for like, it was 75 cents, I had to grab this. The next one is The Goonies with the slipcover. I have this movie many times. I have it on 4K. I have steelbooks of it and Blu-ray and other DVDs, but every time I see this, I have to grab it. It comes with a pretty cool slipcover I've never seen before. They were asking $5 for it. This is a great movie. This was a huge part of my childhood. There you can see Chunk on the cover, who has gone on to become a very successful lawyer in real life, and he's very thin. You wouldn't recognize him. You can check him out, look him up on Google or whatever. His name is Jeff Cohen, I think, if I remember. Let me see if we can find it in here. It doesn't have his name listed, but I believe it is Jeff Cohen, C-O-H-E-N. If you Google him, you'll see him. And he's really done very well for himself. I don't think he acts anymore, but he's a lawyer, so. Had to get the Goonies for like $1, I think it was. Next one here, I own this several times too. I have 4K and Blu-ray and a DVD, VHS, everything of this movie. This is a classic. Everybody has seen this by now. I think it was from 1939. This is The Wizard of Oz with a nice slipcover. You can see Dorothy's ruby slippers there. What a great movie, classic. Timeless too. You can watch this every year. Let's see if I was right. 1939. Right there. Here's one I thought was pretty interesting. I didn't even know it existed. This is another movie that's an adaptation from a gaming series, which I played Mass Effect 1 and 2 on my second channel. If you guys want to go check that out, I did a complete playthrough. I have to get back into that. I haven't played a game in quite a while. So I need to find a good game and start another series on my second channel. But this is Mass Effect Paragon Lost. I think this is a CGI movie that, maybe it's not CGI. It looks like it may be animated. That, I guess, follows the game. It says, fans of the groundbreaking Mass Effect franchise can't afford to miss this stunning motion picture experience born of an epic collaboration between legendary BioWare and visionary production IG. It's supposed to be a prequel to Mass Effect 3. I think I may have played all 3. No, I think I played the first 2. Yeah, I didn't play 3 yet. But I had to grab that because I thought these games were pretty good. And check out the the movie to see where it fits in. So that was the end of bag number 1. Bag number 2, just a random pull here. We have, what does it say? Ape versus monsters. Fight till the death. I don't know anything about this. It was put up by the company The Asylum. Movie came out in 2021. The monsters look pretty cool. I think this was like 75 cents or $1. So unfortunately at this particular Dollar General, there wasn't very much horror. I think somebody got there before me and kind of cleaned it out. But this one looked kind of horror-ish. It's called The Call. I don't know anything about it, but it looks like it may be kind of horror themed. An eerie throwback to 80s horror, it says. This is a Cinedime movie. You could probably find this at a Dollar Tree for $1.25. This movie came out in 2020. So that'll kind of give you a hint. It came out 5 years ago and it's brand new. It would have been $3 if it wasn't on sale. So if anybody knows, let me know. Here's a Horror Classics 8-pack. And if you guys have been following along lately, I just finished a 4-video series on my multi-packs. And you'll know that I like to grab them when I see them. And here's another example of that. This is 8 feature films. Digitally enhanced audio. In this set, looks like the little, it's still sealed, but it looks like the flap was bent over during when it was sealed, so no big deal, I guess. You get, in this set, you get 1 body too many. The She Beast. I try to get in there in case you guys want to read it. Teenage Zombies. Tormented. I don't know what that one is. Revolt of the Zombies. The Screaming Skull. And Bloody Pit of Horror. So I took the plastic off just so I can fix that little flap right there. And we can look at this Bela Lugosi movie. This is Bela Lugosi meets a Brooklyn gorilla, aka the boys from Brooklyn. I don't think you can say stuff like that anymore. In this campy sci-fi adventure, Duke Mitchell and Sammy Petrillo, a pair of Martin and Lewis-like comedians, parachute into the jungles of Kola Kola Island, where they meet primitive natives, the island chief, his beautiful daughter Princess Nona, and the evil Dr. Zabor, played by Bela Lugosi, a sinister scientist who has it out for them, from 1952. I had no idea that movie existed, so pretty cool little 8-pack, I think. Here's Clint Eastwood Dirty Harry Deluxe Edition, which I own many times on different formats. I pre-ordered the, I think it's a 4K steelbook from Zavvi. I think it was, yeah. I pre-ordered a bunch of stuff and then I put it in a folder in my email settings. I put a little side folder so I can remember, because I order so much stuff I tend to forget. And then once it arrives, I just delete it out of my email folder. This is a great series. If you have never seen Dirty Harry, you got to check it out. It's really, really cool. Here's a 4-pack on Blu-ray, and it's heavy. I think there's probably 4 discs in here. We'll open it up and check. Maybe there's 2 discs and 2 movies each. We'll look and see. Okay, I got distracted for a minute there, but what I was saying is you get 4 movies. The first 4, so you get Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, The Enforcer, and Sudden Impact. Anytime I can get these movies for a couple bucks, I'll definitely grab them. And I'm going to pause it here really quick, and I'm going to open this up just to see how many discs. So it was 4 discs, but they were stacked on top of each other, but they each have unique artwork, which is beautiful. So for a couple bucks, this was definitely worth it, to me anyway. Here's a 2-pack on Blu-ray. This one feels like there's 2 discs in it. You get The Enforcer and Sudden Impact. For $1, even if it's just for the artwork to display this, since I already have the movies, and they also came on this set too, I'll definitely buy those. And here were the first 2 again, Dirty Harry and Magnum Force. I think there's 2 discs in here as well. There's another cheapie. It looks like probably a bad horror movie called The Gallows. I think I may have seen this before. I think I do have this already, but for $1, I grabbed it again. Let's see. This movie came out in 2015. 81 minutes running time. Here's a couple Bruce Willis movies on Blu-ray. Double feature of Mercury Rising and The Jackal. We miss Bruce. He's a legend. It's funny how life can just take a left turn out of nowhere like that. I picked up this cool Jaws edition. I like the artwork. It's nowhere near as iconic as the great white that's kind of swimming upward toward the swimmer on top of the water. That's probably one of the best movie posters in history. This one's kind of plain compared to that, but it's different. It's unique. And I wanted to pick it. There it is right there. That's the original. That is a great poster. Big Bruce, hungry for some swimmers. All right. I have this movie on Blu-ray, and I think I even have it on VHS still. But this is a classic from the 70s. 1975. And this DVD was released, what did it say, 2015? 2012, this came out. I don't remember ever seeing that slipcover. Okay, a few more minutes and then you guys can get out of here. You probably, maybe some of you guys checked out already, who knows. This is the Deep Blue Sea 3-film collection. Another great cover. What movies are in here? You get Deep Blue Sea, 105 minutes. Oops, sorry about that. I'm a little bit jumpy today. Deep Blue Sea 2, 94 minutes. And Deep Blue Sea 3, 100 minutes. I'm embarrassed to say that I've never seen any of the Deep Blue Sea movies, but now I can watch them back to back to back for probably $2-3, whatever it was, $4. Like 3, I think. Whatever 60 to 70% off was. I got a couple of fantasy adventure type movies, a Blu-ray double feature of Where the Wild Things Are, which I've never seen before, and The Never-Ending Story, which is probably in my top 5 movies of all time from my childhood. If I had to pick my 5 favorite movies from when I was a kid, this would definitely be maybe number 1. Goonies would be up there, E.T. I'm not going to give the whole list now because I'd have to kind of think, but this movie was amazing. I absolutely love The Never-Ending Story. What a great adventure. I'm looking forward to watching Where the Wild Things Are too. I think I remember hearing good things about it. I never owned it, but now I do. We got this one and one more, and then we're done. This is the 3-film theatrical versions of the Lord of the Rings motion picture trilogy. There you can see the Eye of Sauron. Wow. That slipcover is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Love these movies. Obviously, I wouldn't watch the theatrical cuts anymore because I do own this movie many times, and I have the extended editions, which are way better, I think. These are fun movies, as they are, but when they added the extra footage, oh my God. This series, this is the best series ever made, in my opinion. The best franchise. Lord of the Rings movies. I know a lot of you haven't seen it. A lot of you don't care for these kind of movies. But if you've never seen Lord of the Rings, just do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Try the first one. Try the very first movie, Fellowship of the Ring, which is this one. And I guarantee you will be pulled in and you're going to want to watch all of them. And then you can watch the Hobbit trilogy. And these movies are amazing. I doubt we'll ever see anything like this again. But hopefully we will. Had to grab this though. It's a pretty nice slipcover too. All right, one more. And here's another superhero DC movie called Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I don't really like the look of Batman there. That's not one of his better looks. I'm a big Batman fan, but that's not really... Let's see, here it looks much better. That looks cool right there. But on the front, it almost looks like he's... Well, I don't know. It looked like he was really fat. But maybe it's just the way that the cape is kind of blowing out. But on the back, he looks perfect, I think. And the cape looks really good there, too. Lex Luthor. I don't think I've seen any of these. I don't know if this is a one-off movie or if this was part of a animated series. I'm looking for a running time. It's PG-13. It doesn't really give a whole lot of info about it. So if any of you guys know anyone, let me know. It says 67 minutes running time. All right, well, that was my haul. Let me know what you thought of it. Are there any of these that you would have just left behind? Or are you glad I picked up some of these? What'd you think of the haul? And other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Hope you're relaxing on this Sunday if you're able to. You need to relax at least one day a week where you're just lazy. You deserve it. So, all right, thank you for watching. Take care. I think I'll do a quick recap and then we'll end this. I'm trying to kind of separate them by genre, and I guess I'm calling this one the tough guy section here for the recap. So you got some Bruce Willis movies, a couple Chuck Norris movies, and some John Wayne movies. A couple of adventure movies here. You got Where the Wild Things Are, and The Never-Ending Story, and The Goonies. We got some monster movies here. 8-pack, Ape versus Monster, Deep Blue Sea trilogy, Jaws, and a couple of Godzilla movies. A couple of epic movies here. You have the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the theatrical cuts, and the Wizard of Oz. A couple of horror-themed movies, The Gallows and The Call. I'm not really expecting much out of these, but for $1, $1.50, I grabbed them.